Hi there, I'm Lisa Doyle, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a state of the market update here in Shadow Creek. Of course, our neighbors are asking me all the time, what is going on with our market and where are we compared to, say, the peak of the market? So I've got some good information that I wanted to share. I get a lot of questions from neighbors asking about values. So I want to give you a little bit of a history and then where we are today. So as far as prices today, we are pretty much back up to the peak of our market. Our prices right now ranging from the highest sale this year so far is $1,170,000, and then close to it $1,162,000. Pretty much all of the home values ranging in 2015 from somewhere in the $1,050,000 to the homes that need a little bit of work, up to that $1,172,000 to the homes that are nicely updated. And then of course our friends up on the Bourne, the Shadow Creek Manor homes, selling upwards of $1,225,000, I think is the highest sale this year so far. So as compared to where we were at the peak of the market, everyone's concerned, are we back to the peak yet? Where are we versus where we were? Peak of our market here in Danville was 2006. So the highest sale in Danville at 2006 here in Shadow Creek was $1,225,000. So we are pretty much nearly back to the peak of our market. I think probably in 2016, we'll make our way back to the peak. And what a lot of neighbors had asked me is, what does that mean for values? Where are we headed? Does it look like we will surpass peak prices in 16? And that's a really good question. And right now in our greater, Shadow Creek market, of course, and all of Danville and San Ramon and our greater kind of Tri-Valley, inventory still is at an all-time low. We are seeing values still being pressured. So I believe 2016 will be strong here in Shadow Creek. Will we surpass our peak market prices? I feel like interest rates nudging up just a hair. As you all probably know, the Fed made a decision this month to raise rates slightly. So we've gone up about 0.25%. The Fed is due to meet again in March of 16. So will they raise rates a little bit more? Potentially. So for what I believe what will happen in 16 is we'll probably see a stabilization. Hopefully demand will continue to be strong, so we'll see some growth, potential move up in values. But I feel like we'll be stable. So I would say to answer most of their questions about next year, let me know if you have any specific questions, but I believe a stable market. So to give you a little bit more data, one of the things that's changed a great deal in our market since the peak, in 2006, which is again the peak of our market, there were 32 homes sold just here in Shadow Creek. I think the biggest difference between the peak and now is this year we only had 14 home sales. So I think that the pressure of values is being greatly impacted by the fact that we've had such low inventory. I think a lot of homeowners, from what I'm hearing around the neighborhood, is anyone who's been thinking about moving is seeing this as an opportunity. I believe inventory will jump up in 16. So that's kind of my reasoning for the thoughts that will stabilize. And so as far as the rest of the market, where are we in the rest of Danville and kind of our greater area? And I always give you guys data on our East Bay, which is basically, Pleasanton, Livermore, down to the Walnut Creek corridor is kind of what we consider the greater East Bay. Inventory right now is at an all-time low from where we've been years and years. I track this monthly. Right now in our market, we only have 466 active listings in our East Bay. There are 795 homes currently pending. So again, that pending and active ratio in our favor as far as putting pressure on values for next year. The biggest difference between now and, say, the peak of the market is number of home sales. Again, same with the Shadow Creek sales. Over 11,000 home sales back in 2006. So far this year, only just over 9,000. So again, market continuing to be strong, values, pressures. I think stabilization next year is kind of what I'm anticipating. And then a couple of neighborhood things I wanted to share with you guys. We are in the process right now of planning events for next year. I've had maybe 5 or 6 calls this week asking about garage sale dates, when are things scheduled. I'll be getting that information out to you guys the first part of the year. This is the end of December, of course, 2015. And then a few things that I wanted to remind a lot of you about. We have a special website here in our neighborhood called Nextdoor. So if you just go nextdoor.com/Shadow Creek, it's a great place for neighbors to communicate. And I think there's over half of us now on that site on a regular basis, sharing information, any issues that are going on in the community. We're typically sharing them in that venue. Neighbors, exchanging items, babysitting, things like that. So it's a great place for the neighbors to connect. So if you haven't had a chance to, connect on Nextdoor, do that. And then the last thing I wanted to share is I've had a few neighbors ask if we can put together a book club. So a group of us have decided that we're going to do that. We're going to be launching the book club in January. If you're interested in participating, let me know. It'll be something that maybe we'll gather once a month. We're trying to work out the details, but if you're interested, let me know. And again, my name is Lisa Doyle. I'm so excited to see you all. Have a happy, healthy, wonderful new year, 2016, and I look forward to seeing you soon.